9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, welcome everybody. It is Wednesday once again. Wednesday, October the 5th. Can you believe that? It's already October the 5th? Wow. 2022. Let's see. What do we got going on today? Today, I already saw you in the chat room there, Herb. Today is National Walk to School Day. You guys remember when we were young, we used to walk 30 miles in the snow to school? That was one way. You guys all remember that, don't you? Y'all tell your kids that. I know you do. Today is actually also National Do Something Nice Day. So I'm going to be nice to you all. I'm always nice, anyways. Herb, uh, no, you don't get no gold. But you know what? I might do something, though. I, I got some prizes I can give away. Let's see, I got like, what can I give away? I got this cool little boat, this way boat. It says Gold Fever Adventures on the side there. You know, you weigh your gold and you pour it out. Let's see, I got this cool, uh, whatever you call it, quartz crystal thing on a keychain. I got some stickers here. I don't know, we can give that away. Maybe I'd give a little bag of dirt away. Is that what you want? I'll think how I've got to do that there. How I have to do that there. But I'll do something there. Anyway, so let's see what's going on here. If you're counting, only if you're counting, you know there's only 87 days left in this year. This year has already flown by. I can't believe it. It's already gone by. Let's see. So at the end of the year is our New Year's extravaganza. End of the year. That's December 28th to 1/1. If you're coming to that, I see some of you guys in the room there. I know you guys will be here. That's a full gold split, party, entertainment, band, karaoke, all your food, smoke a pig, it's all included. It's a week-long fun event here at the campground. If you're registered, that's cool. If you're not, you still got time to get in on that. 928-851-7167. Also, November 11th, 12th, and 13th is my Patreon and channel supporter outing. There's no cost for this as long as you're a channel supporter or Patreon. That's going to be up at the Meadview Claim up there. I'll make a Saturday dinner, probably have some raffles, stuff like that to give out. And I was trying to update. Maybe I should just read this real quick, huh? Because I was trying to update some of the the Patreons and channel supporters, and I don't know if they're screwing up on some. Some people say that they are, that I don't see their name on it. So I'm just going to read these down. And if your name's not read, then I would investigate it. Let's see. Patreons: Josh Cooper, Daniel Grubby, Randy Horn, Brad Castro, Steve Peasley, Bill Hornbrook, Craig Elliott, Richard Billin, Stephen Shannon Blevins, Herb Cadle. You guys are Patreons. Thank you guys. Channel supporters: James Olson, John Crockford, Trucking Nomad, Kelly Walstead, Jason A.U., Colorado, Clint Bartell, David Lackey, Daniel Strickland, Matt Odman, Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting, Banshee Mining, Charles King, James Walsh, Plicht, Mucho Linda, Stephen Marion Bates, Jerry Prince, and Rick Denton. So you guys all, thank you very much for your support. It all, it's like I was just looking earlier today on this stream thing that I use here on this page. This StreamYard is what I use, and they were showing me that I'm almost out of memory. So either I've got to up my package to another level, or start deleting some past shows. And I really hate to delete past shows, so I'm probably going to have to go to another level. So yeah, it all costs money between internet and all this stuff just to keep it alive. But hey, we do it. We keep the dream alive. But anyways, thank you all you guys. So let's go see who's in this chat room here. What's going on here? Nathan Wood, welcome. Patty's Adventures, welcome. Herb Cato, welcome. Jason AU Colorado, welcome. Daniel Grubby, welcome. David Villa, welcome. Buck Rackley, welcome. We've had some rain. New Mexico, no dry washing here for a while. I was out dry washing today, as a matter of fact, doing a little bit of dry washing. Jamie, what was that? Spinner. Welcome, Craig Elliott. Hello, Craig. Wheelie Shiny Gold. Brad, hello. I'm in the chat. Hello, everyone. Anyway, so some of you guys popped in the chat room after I read all your names. Imagine that. So that's all I've got going on in my page, anyways. So I want to welcome all you guys. And it is another Wednesday. And so, hey, it's 5 o'clock someplace. Cheers. So without further ado, we got a guest tonight. You guys ain't going to believe this here, this guest. That I saw this guy walking around. He was lost out in the desert, just like walking around. And I was talking to him, said, what are you doing, man? He said, oh, I'm just a prospector. And I said, really? So we started talking. And anyway, no, so this guy here, he is a treasure hunter. He's a rock hounder. He's an explorer. He's a miner. He's a prospector. He's an author. He's one and all. That's Mr. Darrell Lane. Let's just bring him in and chat with him right now. Hello there, Daryl.
Yes, sir.
What's happening, buddy? How you doing?
I'm well, Jack. How are you?
Hey, all right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, then you're in business then.
All right.
What do you like to do most?
Well, prospect now.
You like to prospect?
Yeah.
Daryl said he was shy, that he said he was new at this. He'd never done this before, and he was very shy. So you guys got to be very gentle and careful with him, he says. So.
Yeah. I'm a newbie to all of this high-tech stuff.
Yeah, you sound very low on your microphone. You sound low. Can everybody hear okay?
I can hear you.
Just the what?
I can hear you just fine. Do you need me to talk louder?
I can hear you. I'm just wondering if everybody else out there can hear you also. See, Jamie wants to know more about the Meadview outing. It's up there in Meadview, Arizona, just south of Lake Mead. It's up there where I found all of that gold at. That's where we're going to go up there. Some people say kind of hard to hear him. Other people say, yes, they can hear you. There's a buzzing in the background.
That's probably my generator.
Yeah, you're probably getting the feedback from the grounding on that there. We'll live with it. We won't keep you long.
Okay.
But so you've been out looking for some treasures.
Yep.
What you been doing every day?
Well, I go on out. I search the hills. I've been through the Harcahelas pretty much, and a lot of the Granite Wars Pass. And so I'm spending most of my time in the Granite Wars Pass mountains right now. And
what have you been finding?
I've been finding some old mines, some old mines that date back to 1880, 1870s. Uh, I can date this stuff through the glass, the bottle glass, and the old cans. And I live in Salome, and I have gotten every piece of resource I could find on Salome, so I know the history of this area, and so I know that there was only a trading post out here right at the turn of the century, and so there wasn't really a, a, a supply point here for canned food and stuff like that. Uh, you'd have to go all the way to Phoenix, you know. Anyways, and that's 100 miles away. But Ehrenberg, over on the Colorado River, that was a big boom town from 1864 on, and steamboats would ply up and down the Colorado River, supplying Yuma, Ehrenberg, you know, and so anybody caught in this country in the 1860s, 18 you know, 70s, 1880s, they probably do most of their shopping in Ehrenberg. Anyways, so I've been looking. I'm aware of the famous lost mines out here. You know, like the Old Soldier Mine or the Bell McKeever, and which is supposed to be somewhere between the Harcahelas and Granite Wars Pass mountains. And then there's also the Lost Frenchman, and that's anywhere from Yuma all the way on up to Granite Wars Pass. And then there's a couple others. I've got some really old books from Frank Fish, uh, and uh, some of these books have stories in them about the Harcahelas and the Granite Wars Mountains. And so, these books, they go back to the 1960s. Anyways, and so I spend my time on, I find real fine flour gold, but not in proliferation, okay? But that's not my aim. I'm looking for something bigger, you know. Anyways, but I pay a special attention to the geology of the area and the type of mines, uh, uh, like the malachite and zurite and the cuprite in the in the quartz rocks. Okay, and well, those are all uh, copper sulfide stuff. Well, copper leads to gold. Okay, every old miner knows that. Anyways, so I pay attention to all those, and I have found some pretty good spots uh, that haven't even been touched. Anyways, and so that's basically what I'm doing right now. You know.
I
Anyways,
know that you told me that you found some secret lost mine, and you was kind of telling me about where it was, but you told me that you couldn't tell me where it was. You'd take me, but I'd have to be blindfolded if you took me into there to show me where it was because it was a secret, and you're still investigating where the gold is at and all of that. Uh, you
you're a
tell me
better,
about a cross too.
you're a better storyteller than me.
No, you tell me about a cross also. Now,
Yeah. So,
Brad wants to know where you get all your information from.
well, Um, I here in Slam, okay. I went to their library, okay, which is over on Centennial Road, and it's a little library, you know. And while I was over there, I found this book, and I had this Indian petroglyph in it. And anyways, it said, yeah, it's somewhere right on Highway 60. Anyways, and so I looked at this Indian petroglyph, and well, see, I got a history with the Spanish out in California. So I looked at this petroglyph really long and hard, and realized, well, it's not Indian. It's definitely Spanish. Anyways, so I went looking for that, and so it's in the Granite Wars Passage, right on Highway 60. There's an old frontage road, uh, which is the old road. It's the old trail, okay, and also the old Spanish trail. And then later on, it was the stagecoach trail, and that type of thing. Anyways, so these rocks sit right next to it. Anyways, so I went out there, I took pictures of it, and anyways, and so there's a cross on it, and the cross has a what they call a halo effect on it. Okay, so it's outlined. The cross is outlined. Well, I've seen that before. Okay, anyways, and so what that means is it it's it's a directional marker. Okay, it brightens up the cross. Okay, so in other words, uh, it means the cross is facing east. So and so I went looking for the cross after I saw that rock. And so the next day I went on down. I wanted to, you know, this is when I first came in. This is back in November. After I had just moved from California, and so I'm over here at my cousin's place, and uh, so I've been to the library, I've, then I've been to the rock. So now I figure, okay, now I gotta go look for this cross, and I don't know what this cross looks like, of course, but the way it's outlined on the petroglyph, okay, is telling me that the sun shines on it. Well, so it's a morning sun. Okay, anyways, and so I go looking for it. Well, I had to get into this area where I can cross over the tracks. Well, just well, there'd be just east of Harkever Restaurant, there is a road that crosses over the tracks and goes to some private properties, and then it takes you into the public lands. So I took that road and I started driving down, and it was hmm, about 7:30 in the morning, I guess. And I started driving down that road, and then I had to stop short and look, and right there, right in front of me, was a giant Spanish cross, probably, I don't know, 150 to 200 feet tall, carved in the mountainside. Anyways, so these Spanish were very, very clever people. They knew how to uh, uh, in, how to construct all this stuff for shadow signs. Okay, they did lots of shadow signs. If once you get involved in all this stuff, there's some pretty good books out there. Kenworthy, Charles Chuck Kenworthy, uh, he wrote a series of books back in the '90s, uh, and they're pretty good. They're pretty good, okay, and they're good reference material. Now, I want to tell you that I met Chuck Kenworthy, Okay, uh, right when these books were being produced, and but I but so I never saw uh, when I went to see him. I never saw any of his books. I went to see him on a different subject, which was my mountain out in the desert, in the California desert. Anyways, so I met and I talked to him, and we spent a couple hours together. He was a real nice guy. And anyways, so I gained a lot of information from him. But those books that he produced, and I think uh, he, he passed away probably around 94, I guess. But anyways, I think his son also produced one of the books. Anyways, so um, those are really, really good reference books. Okay. Anyways, and so these things actually exist. They did construct fantastic monuments carved out of rocks. And there you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I knew you had them. Yeah, okay, cool. Anyways, so yeah, so the first one was on the right hand side. Uh, uh, yeah, the one with Duke on it on the back, John Wayne on the back. Yeah. Anyways, so which is it's another funny story that uh, when I went and saw him, okay, I had I, it was really hard getting in to see him, but I went prepared and I had lots of personal pictures that I had taken, okay, and but once we sat down and started talking and everything else, I told him, well, you know, we have some things in common, okay, because I also was kind of a friend of John Wayne's, okay, when I was a kid. Anyways, this is kind of a long story. Anyways, but so yeah, those books are very, very good for a serious researcher. If you study them, kind of memorize them, okay. Uh, there's those books, and then there's several other books out there about signs and symbols, not just Kenworthy's, but others. Okay. And anyway, so uh, um, you know, I got a mining claim in La Panza, or I did. Probably don't have it now. But anyways, and it's loaded with Spanish signs out there. Never did find anything out there, but it's loaded with Spanish signs. Anyways, but so yeah, you have to keep your peepers open, and you know. Uh, so the Spanish are telling you, okay, well, they're not telling us, they're telling their family haciendas and everything, you know, they would have maps with all this stuff, you know, and it would show them where they were supposed to go. Anyways, so I'll get back to this giant cross on the Granite Wash Pass Mountains. Anyways, so this is really rough country to get into this canyon. Anyways, so I from Highway 60, I've seen the entrance of this canyon, and it's super rough. There's no way I can get in there. You know, hell, I'm 72 years old. Okay, I've had leg problems. You know, it's kind of hard for me to get out and hike around. You know, but I do it. You know, and I was doing it by myself for the longest time until I started making a friend or two here. You know, in Salam. Uh, anyways, but you know, I didn't have any choice. You know, I got this great a curiosity, you know. And so a couple times I had gone out by myself, and uh, I wasn't packing or anything, but sure enough, I ran into mountain lion tracks. So I thought, well, okay. So the next time that I started goofing it out there, and I grabbed my 9 millimeter auto, and that's always been the standard with me when I'm by myself. You know, when I'm with other people, I don't carry it. You know, the gun is too damn heavy. But anyway, so
That's
um,
another good book,
yeah, yeah.
Treasure Hunters. It tells you all, shows you all the symbols and stuff.
Okay, what's that called?
Treasure Hunters Field Guide.
Oh, is that by Mike
Yeah, pick it.
Pickett? Yeah, yeah. I used to talk to him a long time ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good. He was a good guy.
You know where you're talking about them petroglyphs along the old highway right there.
Yeah,
Uh, there's the fence line. Have you been underneath the fence to the other side of that?
I have crossed it. Yes,
There's the those matati bowls or whatever they are. The grinding bowls are over
yes,
there on the
absolutely.
other side. Yeah,
Yeah, and I found pottery over there too.
yeah.
Okay, red, red and black pottery. Okay, is pretty much standard for this area. Okay, but and then there is another interesting petroglyph. Yeah, petroglyph, and it's just let's see how. It would be just a little north of the main petroglyph. So, anyways, and you have to look really close. I mean, you can see it. I've taken pictures of it, but it looks like a cowboy, but it could be a conquistador. But it's full body. It's a full body petroglyph of either a cowboy or a conquistador carved in rock. Anyways, and so that's very interesting. But no symbols around it or anything else. Just a carving of a human or a European human, you know. And so I don't know what the significance of that is. You know, I know that there were stagecoach robberies along that trail. You know, could, could have something to do with that. You know, I don't know.
You
Anyways,
know something interesting. With you're talking those petroglyphs. I remember one time I had to stop there. This was just last year. I had
yeah,
to stop there for whatever reason, and there was a jeep that was parked right there. So I kind of pulled in front of the jeep further up the ways. Maybe I just had to go take care of business or something. But
yeah,
I was wondering, kind of somebody was there, but I didn't see anybody around those petroglyphs. But that jeep was there, and then I started walking back to my truck, and then this guy came from further down. He was on the other side of the fence there, like going, further away from the Harquahalas down towards like the Hope area. He was down that way,
yeah.
and he walked back, climbed underneath the fence, got in his Jeep, and turned around and left. And when he turned around, I noticed his plates were government plates, and I
Yeah.
was wondering what the government was doing over in that area.
Yeah. 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 Wow. I've ran into that a lot. Yeah. Uh, I got. You know,
There's I heard also where where the jail supposedly is, the old prison or jail or whatever.
yeah.
I heard over in that area there's a bunch of petroglyphs someplace too, but I've never seen any over in there. But I've heard there's been a bunch over there, Indian Pass or something like that.
Oh yeah. 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 I've tried to get over there, and but I haven't made it yet. The roads are really rough out there, and all I have is my truck. I don't have one of these razors or whatever.
You
You
can
don't.
make that in your truck.
I can't.
It's a little rough, but yeah, people go up there. I've been up there in my big truck before.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to explore that country more. Um, yeah. So that's on the road, kind of on the road to where I uh, made my cinnabar deposit discovery. You know. Anyways,
Okay.
so yeah,
Well, somebody wants me to ask you, and maybe this is the one you don't want to mention or talk about, but on that lost six shooter mine.
yeah.
Yeah, I know you know where that's at, but you didn't want to tell anybody about that one. Is that the secret one that you didn't want people to know yet because you're still researching it?
I, d- I don't know what it is. Rehash it for me. That's a lot six shooter.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of it.
Oh,
What's that
okay.
about? What's that about?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard about it either.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I get it.
There's so many. There's so many of these mines with so many different names. It's like the Lost Bill McKeever mine. Okay. And
Yeah,
so I read all that and everything else. Well, it's also known as the Lost Soldier mine. Okay.
yeah.
Most, well, mostly because the soldiers found it. I mean, Bill McKeever was just a name of, you know, the daughter of Abraham McKeever, or whatever his name was, him and his family that were attacked and massacred by the Apaches. You know, uh, that was down uh, out of the Gila River. Okay, and then they grabbed Bell and the Apaches came north, and then they broke up into bands, and well, Bell's brother was the only surviving member of that, and he's the one that got the hold of the soldiers, and the soldiers started tracking the Apaches, and the Apaches broke up into different bands. Then that's when the soldiers broke up into different bands to track these Apaches, and so it was one of these bands or one of these small details of soldiers, three guys, a sergeant and two privates, and they were following this one band of Apaches up and over the Harcahelas into the Granite Wars country, and running out of food, and two of their horses had died already. They were using one horse to pack horse meat because they were running out of water and eating horse meat. And anyways, and they were about to give up, and but they were looking for water, and they found water. Where they found water at, they also found these uh, two gold veins that were shedding gold nuggets down into the pool of water. And so they stayed there for 3 or 4 days harvesting all of this. And then they decided, well, we're going to go back to the fort now, okay? This is all wild country back. That was 1869 during the summer, okay? Anyways, and so they packed up and turned around to go to the fort. Well, they didn't make it to the fort. They got somewhere down around the Gila River, and a sergeant, he died on the trail. And then further on down the trail, the, the only horse that was packing all of his gold out, the horse died. And the two privates, they were out of their minds, delirious, out of their minds, trying to get more water, more people, more of the fort, whatever. Anyways, and so they collapsed and friendly Pima Indians saved them, and then contacted the army, and then the army came up and they got the two privates, and one of the privates told the story, and anyways, and so this other army detail, they found the horse, and the horse had the gold on him, and so they got the gold, and then a little bit further on, they found the sergeant. And so according to this is all in documented government records of the cavalry. All right, so it's a true to life story. Okay, and it's supposed to be one of the very most documented true stories in Arizona, but nobody's ever found that pool of water. Well, I found lots of pools, and they had veins. Okay, but they didn't have gold veins.
I know Brad. He's really good at dodging and weaving. I don't. I caught that myself.
Yeah,
Took us on a tour. Got us completely away from the riches of the riches of the. Uh, so have you been up over any of the passes?
like what like what passes?
Well, what you got? How many passes you got? Cottonwood, Cunningham. I
Oh
don't know
no,
what all passes.
I haven't been out to the Cunningham area. I've got some information on that area about lost silver nuggets, that thing, but I haven't. You know, I don't run around. Uh, you know, it you can spend the rest of your life just going through the Granite Wars Pass Mountains. Anyways, so you know, I, I'm trying to. Uh, uh, it, the odds of me finding anything are nil. But if I run around to all these other different sites and everything else, you know, it's no good. You got to stick to what you got. The the uh, petroglyph on the pass is real. Okay, the
Yeah.
cross on the mountain is real. Okay, that cross, the shadow of that cross fades away in February, and then you can't see it anymore. Okay, well, I've been here for almost a year, and the cross hasn't shown up yet, but it's going to pretty soon. I'll give it a couple more weeks. But anyways, it's real. So I know where that canyon is. Excuse me. Anyways, so I know where that canyon is, and I know that once you get into that canyon, you're going to find something. Okay. Anyways, but it's a rough canyon. Anyways, and so it's tough for it's tough for me because I'm up in years now, so I have to you know limit myself. Like Clint Eastwood says, a man has to know his limits. So
Okay, so a question then. So if you get on that road that takes you, I mean, have you been up through where you go up through them, through the where you're talking? It's kind of on the back side of where the granite. Actually, it's right directly above Granite Wash Mountains. You go up through that road on the back side. You got those mines way up in there. Have you been up in there?
on the uh, on the east side of the mountains.
Uh, the north side, the opposite side of
Yeah, well, the north.
the opposite side of where the petroglyphs are.
Yeah, right. I've been up in there. Yes, absolutely. And I
There's a
still,
yeah,
still,
there's a dirt road.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, lots of dirt roads.
I mean, that goes up through that pass where them mines are.
Yeah, I've been up through there.
There just happens to be, pay attention here, Brad. There just happens to be 6 mines up there.
Yeah, yeah. There's a big old mine I haven't been into yet. Um, I'm not. I used to. I used to go into mines all the time. You know, when I was younger. You know, I mean, you don't want to go into mines. You get in trouble. But I have to watch myself. I'm, you know, I'm, I'm not afraid to go in. I've already lived a nice long life. But you know,
Well, do you know where the calcite mine is?
no,
Oh,
no, don't know where that is.
no. Okay, I'm just trying to pin you down here.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. So,
Okay, so you wrote a book.
oh yeah.
What was the book about?
Well, believe it or not, it's about the seven caves.
About the who?
The seven caves.
Oh, 7 caves.
Yeah, you ever hear of the seven caves?
Uh-uh.
Um, okay, the place of origin, the home of the gods, uh, uh, Chico Masak, um, it's Aztec. The home of origin for the Aztec people, okay, is the seven caves, okay. Actually, the seven caves is all of the American Southwest, okay, from California out to Nevada, Arizona, Utah, okay, and probably New Mexico and Colorado. Anyways, so it's a large, expansive area that is basically the seven caves or Otswin, okay. But the mountain that I explored, okay, is the far, far northwestern corner of Otswin, and the Aztecs were there in big numbers, okay, at one time, okay, and then on pilgrimages they were there, and that they also, came from there, or long before they were Aztec, long before they were Miztec. Okay, it's when they were just a bunch of different wild Indian tribes that were filtering down from all of the western states down into Mexico. Okay, they did not have a tribal name at the time. Okay, not until they eventually landed down uh, close to Mexico City, and then they became the Miztec, and then eventually became the Aztecs. Okay, but so anyway, so yeah, so uh, the reason this mountain is so important is because this mountain is the map. It's the key to the map where Montezuma's treasure is. Okay, and that treasure is in Utah. Uh, Now there's treasure at this mountain. Okay, but it's not Aztec treasure. Different kind of treasure. Okay, people have been here in the American West for a hell of a long time. Okay, we're not, the Aztecs. They're the new boys on the block. Okay, they have only been around for 1,000 years. Okay, but before them, they're all you have to do is go to a lot of different uh, websites and on YouTube as well. My buddy Terry Carter up in Utah, He's got a great big channel, and he interviews characters like me too. Okay, anyways, and so, but he's got probably 200 videos or so. He's been doing it a long time, and so you'll find out pretty fast that yeah. So we've got all these ancient uh, people, okay, that once thrived here in the American Southwest. Some of them were giants. Okay. On my mountain, there's giants. Okay. well, anyways, and so I photographed and I put a lot of this stuff out of my book on TreasureNet. Okay, which is on TreasureNet right now. All you gotta do is go look for my book on TreasureNet, and you'll find it. It's about
How do they find your? How can people find your book?
my book's name is The Return of the Giant Serpent, and there really is a giant serpent. Anyways, so and you'll see it. You'll see it. It's a colored photograph that I took from Robbers Roost in 1986. Okay, of a ghost shadow. Okay, of an open mouthed earth monster, the giant serpent, that swallows the sun in its setting. And so my book is all verbatim according to all of these ancient histories, all stacked up and lined up in a row. Anyways, uh, so you can find my book on Amazon in the Kindle format. It's like $9.99. Okay, and you can also go to TreasureNet and underneath uh, the subcategory of treasure legends, uh, when you start scrolling down TreasureNet on the forums, you'll see the subcategory of treasure legends. Well, it's under that, and then it's under another subcategory of Aztec gold. You click on that, and that takes you into a bunch of other uh, different posts, and then you just scroll on down, and you'll find the Return of the Giant Serpent. First posted by a good friend of mine that's in Utah. Um, anyways,
Cool.
uh, and then and I put in a lot of stuff from my book on TreasureNet, and then I put in color pictures and that I took myself, and then also archaeological evidence. Yeah, the archaeologists they they talk about a lot of this stuff too. Okay, believe it or not, you don't hear about it. Okay, but they actually had reports on all this stuff. Okay, I found a lot of my information from the National Registry, from the National Park Service. Okay, and at one time, all the way on up until about 1970, the National Registry would produce books about every 4 years, okay, about all of these ancient sites and the histories behind them and their sources and everything else. So I was making a collection of these books. Well, 1966 was the last entry, okay, and anyways, and so they tell you, uh, they give you the rundown of this mountain, anyways. But I found a lot of other I had resources everywhere at the time. But so anyway, uh, and then Frank Fish, okay. I don't know if a lot of your fellas have ever heard of Frank Fish, but Frank Fish was treasure hunter extraordinaire when I was a kid. Anyways, I met him 1962 up at his Amador Museum, and I think that's where I got one of his books at. Anyways, and but he was murdered in 1963. Anyways, behind his museum in his trailer, and then Lake Erie Schaefer, she in 1966 she wrote a book about him, describing all of the gruesome details and what happened and everything else, and so I have that book as well. These books are really hard to get a hold of, but I've had them for years. Anyways, so Frank Fish was very, very active on this mountain. He had a gold claim in Bonanza Gulch on the backside of the mountain from the 1930s called the Smoky Nugget Claim. Um, anyway, so when I get involved in all of this back in the 70s, um, I go through periods or episodes of finding my information, and I'm doing that mostly from hiking and researching and everything else. But when when in 1986 I, I had just a pile of research on this by 1986. Anyways, and then I was I looked up. Uh, I had a buddy that was an Indian, uh, that Chemabaki Indian, and but anyways, he was, and I will talk about this amongst my the people that I worked for and everything else. And so my buddy was telling me, and he said, "We need to go see uh, uh, my grandfather." Anyways, and so his grandfather was Apache, but married into the Chemabalis. Anyways, lived out on the reservation there. So, but he said he knew something about Frank Fish. He heard him talk about Frank Fish. So I went on out, and I always go prepared to always take a lot of pictures with me and everything else. And so I went on out to see the grandfather. Was old man. It's about 90 years old, I guess. And at first he didn't want to talk to me, he didn't want to talk to any white people or anything else. Anyways, but after a little while, with his grandson kind of cajoling him, I'm going through my pictures, everything else showing him this and that, and he kind of opened up. Anyways, so yeah, he had worked for Frank Fish back in the 50s and early 50s, and something about a spring that was close to the town of Mojave. Anyways, but anyway, so eventually he's the one that sends me to Robber's Roost, to where Frank Fish had found abandoned treasure at. Well, so, and he tells me how to take this picture. And so, and he tells me what kind of camera I should buy. And all of the improvements for it. So I bought me a really nice 35 millimeter wide angle lens camera with a tripod and the whole 9 yards. And so I go on up to where Frank Fish had found treasure at, and I'm probably 25 feet from where he dug up his strongbox, which is pictured in his books. Okay. Anyways, and so I set up all my stuff there, and I'm waiting for the last 2 hours of the evening to drop, and it is September 21st, and the last day of the summer solstice, and that's that's how I get my picture. And then so so in the picture you'll see this gigantic, it's huge. Okay? It's more than 5 or 6 or 10 football fields. Big, okay? It's a shadow of an open mouthed earth monster swallowing the sun in its setting. Anyways, well, that's not the only thing I captured in the picture. So if you go to Treasure Map, it's on the picture's on Treasure Map. Okay, if you go to Amazon to my book, okay, well you can review the first 5 or 10 pages for free. Okay, before you even decide to buy the book, you know. But it's a Kindle book. You can read it through a Kindle. Anyways, but if you if you take and you uh, zoom in on the picture, okay, in the heart of the mountain, and I also show you on Treasure Map. I got close-up pictures of this. Anyways, there's a giant Spanish cross on the mountain with 2 smaller crosses on each side, and then uh, Spanish symbols surrounding those crosses. Anyways, telling where something is close by. Anyways, and so that's in the heart of the mountain. So, but well, we're going back to the same picture, okay? So from the crosses, okay? Now the crosses are up above this serpent's body. The body of the serpent is the volcanic ridge. Okay, so you'll go up the volcanic ridge and it kind of makes a sharp V, and then it jags. Then the giant Spanish crosses are right there. Okay, well, the, there's 2 peaks to Black Mountain. Okay, so the northwest peak, okay, in the same picture, mind you, okay, if you zoom in on it, okay, like I said, I got other pictures on Treasure Map that you can go see. Okay, there's a wolf's face, a wolf face
Woof.
looking directly
Woof.
at you. Yeah, like I'm looking directly at you, like you're looking directly at me. Okay, the wolf face, it's huge, is looking directly at you. Okay, and you can see the kind of the like the ears, the erosion from the, and then you can see the eyes and nose and kind of mouth. You see the shape of the head, and it's looking directly at you. Okay, well, so that wolf's face, okay, could be Pucci Polinici, okay, which was the Aztec war god, okay, or it could be, okay, even older than that, okay. It could go back to the Egyptian days, okay. Anyways, so and then sit down from it to the right hand side of it, you'll see that there is like a pyramid outline there, and within that pyramid outline, there's a thunderbird. It's all in one picture, man. Anyways, so that's a very, very important picture. So that's how I called. That's how I named my book. It's just from that one picture. And then so I explored this mountain for over 30 years. And I took all kinds of pictures. Okay, and then I'm doing all my research too. Okay, well, in the very beginning, it was in '74 that I was close to the crosses. I had not found the crosses yet. I did not know they were there, or I didn't know there were giant crosses. Okay, I found a cave earlier with a rock map in it, and the rock map had chiseled crosses in it. So I was looking for what I thought were graves, and anyway, so I was going up this canyon, and it was late in the day, and I shouldn't have been up there at that time of day. because I'm miles and miles away from my vehicle down at the base of the mountain, and and I had my pack on. I didn't have a gun on, but I had my pack, and my pack's full of stuff. It's old army pack I had when I left the service. And I had two of them. But anyways, so um, I was standing up on this ridge, and I was trying to get my bearings. I was looking around for something that would, I could see that had something to do with crosses. And it was windy, a little bit windy. And I turned around just, just to look, and all of a sudden this impact of air hit me right in the back of the pack, and it knocked me over this cliff, over all of these alpine basalt rocks, and cut the living crap out of me. On my arms, my legs, my pack came off, and all of the contents went all over the place. And anyways, and so after I gathered my thoughts and realized I didn't have any broken bones, I crawled on up to the pack. I started collecting stuff to put back in my backpack, and I always carried cans of peaches and pears with me, and so I was starting to put these away, and that's when I saw it was a bullet hole in the can of peaches, and that's when I realized somebody had shot me. And I froze for a minute, and then I just dropped everything and decided, man, I gotta get out of here. I don't have time. Anyways, and so and I like I said, I had just lost everything. I lost my water and everything else. Okay. Anyways, so about that time, shots were coming my way again. More shots. So they knew I was alive, and I just started running down this canyon and running fast, and uh, ducking here and ducking there, and puffs of rock coming off next to me. Anyway, so why in the hell would somebody be shooting at me? I don't know. Anyways, but they they were trying to kill me. Okay. Anyways, I didn't know it right at the time until a little bit later, but there was two of them. Okay. Anyways, so I got on up to a point now. This is late in the evening. The sun's going down. Okay, and I'm still miles away from my vehicle. Anyways, and so the sun's going down, and I decided that I was going to climb on up this ridge and get a vantage point. I didn't have binoculars on me. Everything was in my pack or around my pack. Anyways, I didn't have anything on me. Anyways, but I wanted to see if I could get a vantage point and see if I could see these whoever the hell these guys were. So I got on up there, and I saw the reflection probably of their scopes. Okay, they weren't shooting anymore. I was way too far away, but they were still up there, and they were guarding something. Well, I'm really close to the crosses. I didn't know the crosses were there. That's what I went to look for. Okay. Anyways, so I started going down the trail, and then all of a sudden I saw something. I turned around and I looked, and those that's when you could see the crosses just as the sun was setting. It was amazing. These giant Spanish crosses with all these treasure symbols around them. So I found what it was that was on the map, but I was still in bad shape. But I didn't even know if I was going to live for the next 24 hours. Yes. Uh, so then it got dark, and I had lost myself uh, along the trail, and I had a really bad cut on my right leg. I had one on my left leg too. My arms were all bloody, but the blood had coagulated and dried. And I wasn't too worried about my arms now, but it was my legs. Anyways, and so I take off my shoes and socks, and I use one sock to make a bandage to put over this really bad cut on my leg, and then I put my shoes and sock, my shoe and sock back on. Okay, leave that one sock on my leg, and then I hike a while, and then that sock would get wet and come through my pants, and I'd have to stop and use my other sock to bandage myself with that, you know. And anyways, and so it's dark now. I can't see shit. There's no moon. Okay. Anyways, and so I'm just uh, I'm in the very bad way. Anyways, and so I'm having like a nervous breakdown as I'm going through all this, and then right out of the blue, this orb comes at me. Okay, so okay. Get a hold of yourself, okay? Yeah.
Okay, hey, Daryl. Before we get into that part of it,
Okay.
let's take a quick commercial break. All right.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I gotta pay a bill. We'll come back and we'll continue that story. All right.
Okay, good.
Okay, we'll be right back, folks.
ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal is the only monthly gold prospecting magazine published in the United States and is the most comprehensive and respected magazine about gold prospecting on the market today. With readers in all 50 states, it features articles on detecting, high banking, dredging, small-scale operations, assaying, basic geology, how to read the land, regulations, and more. Our monthly Ask the Experts column is answered by true experts. It features answers to readers' questions on processing, detecting, geology, and any other questions you may have related to finding and recovering gold and other precious metals. The Mining Journal features the most extensive selection of equipment, mining properties, services, and more, and a classified section featuring over 20 times more new and used items than the nearest competitor. The Mining Journal has been in continuous publication since 1931. A full 12 issues is available for just $27.95, and discounts are available for 2- and 3-year subscriptions. And an online subscription gives you access to over 3,000 articles going back nearly 20 years. Our purpose is to teach you how to find more gold. ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal is the tool you need to succeed. It's time to raise your gold prospecting knowledge to the next level with ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal. Give us a call at 831-479-1500 or visit www.icmj.com. That's www.icmj.com.
That's right. The best magazine out there for prospecting. If you don't have a subscription, call and get a subscription. All right. So you're saying now you're getting into a whole nother subject. Now these orbs are coming at you?
Well, yes, and this orb, uh, it it leads me off the mountain. It guides me off the mountain, believe it or not. Okay. Anyways, and so we, I don't have to go through this whole thing. Okay, I could go for hours. Am I talking too much, Jack, or what?
Well, a lot of people are still listening.
All right. Well, anyway, so I'm having a nervous breakdown. I see this orb come at me, and it stops like within a foot, 2 feet away from me, and it's about the size of a basketball, maybe bigger, maybe smaller, but it's just hanging there and not threatening me or anything like that. And I think I'm hallucinating, Anyways, because I'm in really bad shape. Anyways, but it it goes down the trail, then it comes up, and then it goes down the trail, and then it comes up, and it's happening like, hey, you need to follow me. So that's what I do. I start following, and this goes throughout the night, and it takes me exactly to my vehicle in the morning, and where I have water and food, my tent, everything, all of my supplies down there. Anyways, and so it saves my life. Well, okay, so we can skip all this other stuff. This is all in my book.
Well,
Okay,
who do you think the orb was?
well, it's a spirit. It's a special spirit. Okay, so anyway, so that was in 1974. Okay, well, I jump forward 6 years.
Mushrooms were big back then.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, so jump forward 6 years. Now I'm a cowboy in Chelan, working on a cattle ranch, and doing you know cowboy stuff, on this ranch. Okay, including digging fence posts and everything else. It's a rough, tough job. Anyways, a buddy of mine from high school, he comes by for a visit, and he stays with me for a couple days, and I take him on out at the end of the ranch property where it overlooks Highway 46. This is in California, okay, in Chelan, California. Anyways, and so he takes a picture of me and my dog. Okay, now, he's not a professional photographer at all. Okay, he takes a picture of me and my dog. Okay, Patience, and in the picture is my orb, and that's in my book on page 115, I think, and it's also on Treasure Hunt. Okay, and I've had MUFON, all these UFO people examine it and everything else. And yeah, it's real. I know it's real. Okay, and so there's a picture of my orb, and then when you close in on the orb, okay, you'll see that there's even smaller orbs. Okay, there. Anyways, so this orb stays with me throughout my life. I haven't seen it lately, but when I get around animals, animals can see it, especially dogs. Yes, and of course it spooks them. Yes, and sometimes it spooks me. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah. So and I've been in situations, like I said, with mountain lions and bears, things like that. They acted like they wanted nothing to do with me, which most of the time they don't want to screw around with people anyways. But yeah, so anyways, but like I said, it's just one of those odd, quirky things, okay? Anyways, but we can get off that subject. I mean, but anyways, the bottom line is the mountain is is super ancient, okay? There is a ancient city on top of the mountain, okay, carved out of all upon basalt rocks. There's 7 stone chairs there. There's giant stone heads there. There's stone heads that are carved out of all of that basalt. Okay, now olivine basalt is a very, very hard stone, and it is impossible absolutely impossible to carve stone, carve all of our basalt rock with stone tools. Okay, it has to be metal tools. Okay, but yet these, you know, these carvings are there. And one of these carvings, okay, of the twin gods, of the called the twin gods, okay, uh, it's even talked about in a National Registry bulletin of 1966. Anyways, which I'm very interested in. They compare it to Poston Butte carvings here in Arizona. Anyways, so anyway, so yeah, so there, this city, okay, was first discovered by uh, prospectors in the 1880s, and then prospectors did a lot of talking, and the newspaper in San Francisco, the San Francisco Call, okay, uh, it uh, led two expeditions to it in 1890. I want to say 97. Could be 96, 97, something like that. Anyways, both of these newspaper articles you can find online. Okay. Uh, anyways, so they exist. Okay. And they go into great detail about this city and everything else. So there's like over 200 stone buildings there. Some are square, some are rectangular, temple-like, everything else. So yeah, so that's what this story about the mountain is all about. Well, once you see all of this stuff, okay, this mountain was a big education to me, okay, and it told me that yes, indeed, all of these ancient peoples they were everywhere here in the American Southwest, okay, and yeah, you know they're using technology that we cannot reproduce today. Okay, high technology.
Hey,
And
I want.
yeah,
Oh,
go
I don't
ahead.
say if anybody wants to. I would just Google this here: the return of the giant serpent. Darrell Lane. It says, a story of one man's journey to discover the secrets held within a very special mountain. This journey started at the young age of 13 and has been carried out over a lifetime. Some may believe, others may doubt, but only history knows the truth of the mountain. Uh, Quite interesting. Patty wants to know, tell us a secret that will make us remember you forever.
Well, a secret. You want a secret? I got lots of secrets. Okay, so okay, I'll tell you a good secret. I've been looking for this too myself. I haven't found it. I'm looking for a very very special spot. Okay, it has nothing to do with gold. Okay, it could have. I mean, I don't know. Okay, but I'm looking for a very uh, high reverence site that the Indians held in high reference of. Okay, it's got to be a special site. Okay, there's um, four of them that I know on my mountain in California. Okay, anyways, this I found this through. Oh, I found it over through a period of time. Anyways, and people have called me crazy for it. Yeah, that's okay. I don't care if people call me crazy. Okay, but I followed these other guys on YouTube. The Skinwalker Ranch. Okay, and then there's the Frog Ranch. They're all up in Utah. Okay, on Blind Frog Ranch. Okay, they found that there's a specific type of mineral in this water system, okay, that actually cures you over a period of time, okay, whether you drink it or even bathe on it, okay. Anyways, but it cures all kinds of ailments. But it's only on this one special spot, and only a certain number of people have been there, and uh, the landowner, he's real picky on who gets to go. Well, so and this is something that they discovered a number of years ago. Well, I knew about that. Okay, I knew about it also years ago. All right, that at these special selective spots where there's a lot of high electromagnetic energy. Okay, you can take bottles of water. Okay, I got a bottle of water sipping on right here, right? Okay. Anyways, you can take bottles of water uncapped, okay, and you don't even open them up, and you leave them on these special spots that has this high uh, activity. Wow. Anyways, you leave them there for a 24 to 48-hour period, okay, and it does something to the water, okay, okay. It doesn't burst the bottle or anything else. Yeah, you'll come back to it, it's just water, okay, but it does something inside the water, okay, and so uh, when you come back to it, you take that water and you just take little sips out of it. Now this water is very, very special water, okay. Anyways, and so you don't want to drink it like the way I'm drinking this bottle of water. You want to conserve it. All you need is little tiny sips, and over a period of time, okay, it will cure you of what you ail, what ails you, okay. Anyways, so I filled up canteens, okay, this stuff before I moved from California to Arizona, but I ran out of this stuff in February. I don't have it anymore. Anyways, but anyway, so yeah, and it actually, I hate to shave, okay, but I can't stand beards. you know. Anyways, and so I have my little razor and I, to clean up my face a little bit, because I don't want a beard, okay, but I can't stop the beard from. Razors are super expensive, uh, just like batteries are, and I'm not paying for that, okay. So, so I just bring myself up a little bit, everything else. Well, when I was drinking the water, it stuck my beard, okay. I would not have to shave for over a week. It was remarkable. Okay, so this water, something, you know. Anyway, so that's okay. You find your special spot for this electromagnetic energy. Okay, and how do you find these spots? Well, just take a compass with you. Okay, and then when you think you're in an area where it's kind of funny, and it makes you feel funny and everything else, use the compass, okay, and see if the compass gyrates, goes around and around, okay. That's what electromagnetic energy will do, okay. On the mountain, okay. The stone chairs, all of the stone chairs have electromagnetic energy. Uh, you don't want to sit in those stone chairs at all. You know, it affects human beings. Okay? Anyways, uh, so anyways, so so that's a good point. Okay, if you're out and about and you find one of these special places, okay, That's what you need to experiment with. Okay. Uh, so now, uh, what else? What else did she ask?
Tell a secret.
Tell a secret about what?
Tell a secret about you that nobody knows. No, don't do that.
All right.
Truckee Nomad said he's been to a few of those locations on top of a Mason Monument Valley and Joshua Tree National Park, the Oregon Vortex, down in an area of March. Uh, anyways, we got to start wrapping things up here.
All right.
So, you want to tell us a secret before we let you go?
Okay. I'll tell you one more secret. Okay.
Is it a
Uh,
short one?
it's short. It's short. Okay. So in all of this area of Slam and everything else, okay, rocks are covering the ground everywhere out here. Okay. But if you dig on down a foot, you run into rocks. Okay. And you hit all this sandy loam. And that's all it is. Okay. Sandy loam. All right. So now I'm looking at the mountains and the curvature of the mountains. Okay. And I think that will tell me where the gold is running from. Could be wrong, but that's what I'm looking at right
Well, I'll have to hook up with you then. We'll have to go out and find chase them dreams, huh?
now. Yeah, that would
And
be fun.
I can write a book. I followed Daryl through the mountains.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
Hey, all right, Daryl. Hey, we appreciate you. Anybody want to get your book or go to again, Daryl Lane? Uh, tell us how they can go get you find your book again.
Yeah, okay, just go to Amazon.com, type in my name, Daryl Lane, The Return of the Giant Serpent, you'll find it, okay? And then you can go to TreasureNet, and on TreasureNet, you're going to go to the forums, and then it'll pop up and it'll give you a great big listings there of everything in the forum, and just scroll on down to Treasure Legends. And under Treasure Legends is Aztec Gold. You click on that, and it'll bring you down to another category of all these postings. And then you'll see this post by my buddy Bob Crock, known as uh, Cannabite. Anyways, he first posted the Return of the Giant Serpent. Okay, I sold these books on eBay for a while. Okay, I kind of burned out out of it. But anyway, so I was posting on Treasure Map for a while. Anyways, so that will take you right into it. And like I said, you're going to run into all these pictures. Okay, including I also got pictures of the Aztec creation story there. Okay, and the story of it as well. Okay, so anyways, I guarantee you, okay, it's some really wild stuff. So
Yeah, you'll go on an adventure.
yeah,
Hey, all right, Daryl. We appreciate you taking some time hanging with us this evening, buddy, telling us your story.
okay. Well, thank you, Jack. Yeah. So I'm gonna the stuff you sold me. I'm gonna be using that right away.
All right. Hey, uh, we'll catch up with you real soon, buddy. Have yourself a great evening.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we want to thank Daryl again, taking the time and telling us his story. You know, he comes over and visits once in a while here at the campground, and he's got a lot of stories. You know, you could pull up a chair and you could go through a whole case of beer just listening to the stories. But anyways, want to thank you guys hanging with us, sharing on these these stories and the guest and all that. We have another guest lined up for next week. I don't remember who it is, but anyways, until next week, you guys. Thanks for inviting us into your living rooms. You guys all have a fantastic week. Take care of yourselves, everybody. And until next time, you guys all take care. See you later. Thanks, everybody.